Hey guys, you're watching PRK Radio. This is your first time here? Well, I'm Jimmy KI5PRK, and if it's not your first time here, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Can't do this channel without you guys. I really appreciate you. Today, I started thinking about the fact that, I don't carry a radio with me every day. I know. So I wondered, what could I do to fix that, right? You look over my shoulder over here. I got plenty of handhelds laying around. Why don't I carry one every day? I don't know. That's the question I started asking myself. So I put together a kit, and I wanted to show you guys what I put together. It's by no means the only way to do this, but it's done with the stuff that I had on hand, and I think I got a pretty well-rounded kit, and I just wanted to show you guys. In this kit today, I have things, as a matter of fact, everything in this kit today was purchased with my money. I'll tell you what, I will flip the camera around and let's jump over onto the workbench, which is my desk, and let's see what I put together. I would love to get some comments from you guys down below, letting me know if you think that I put together a good kit or a bad kit, or what you might do differently, or just let me know what kind of a kit you take with you. What I was going for here was kind of an everyday carry radio kit. I might not take the radio out and use it every day, but I would have it with me. We have seen some outages over the last year or so with the cellular networks. I think just a couple of months ago, we experienced a pretty significant outage with Verizon. I'm a Verizon customer. I wasn't impacted, but a lot of people were. So what I want is some other way to be able to communicate if I need to, right? So, or at least get information, right, on what's going on. So I thought, let me put together this kit, and so I did it. So let me flip over here to the workbench, and I'll show you what I'm working with. All right, so here we are on the workbench. I dug around the shack. I had this bag. This is a Maxpedition. I think they call this a beefy pocket bag. I don't know. It's like 8 by 6, a couple inches thick. And I thought, all right, let me give this a try, and I will throw some stuff in here and see if I can fit everything in there that I want to fit, and it seemed to all work. So this is just a great way to keep it all organized, got a nice handle on it. Turns out this is a great little bag for what I was trying to do. So let's, first off, this outer pocket, it's a little tight, but in here, and this will be a little bit of a spoiler alert, I've got a hook for my roll-up J-pole that I'll show you here in a second. But if we just open the bag and flip her over, kind of run you guys through everything that I've crammed in here. So my thought with this kit was everything I would need for like 2 meters, 70 centimeters, and maybe some digital, right? First off, because it's right on top, we'll go into it. This is the N9 TAX Labs roll-up J-pole. This is the second one of these that I've purchased. These things are great. It's all pre-made, and you can get it with extra length of coax if you need. You customize it and tell them what connector you need on the end of it, and he sends it right out, and they're like $35. I'll put a link to everything that you're going to see here. I will have a link in the description. I do not have an affiliation with N9 TAX. He doesn't know me. I just happen to love his antennas. I think they're great. I would buy more of them. I would recommend this to anyone. So these antennas work fantastic. And this hook just works on the top of the antenna and allows you to hang this from a tree limb or whatever. You can just kind of extend this up, hang it down, take your coax, connect it to your radio, and Bob's your uncle, you're on the air. This thing works great. I'm sorry, it just does. If I'm at a place where I'm static, I'm not on the move, and I need good reception, the higher you get this antenna, the better. And these things work fantastic. So that's the N9 TAX Labs roll-up J-pole, and they make them for GMRS too. So if you're putting a kit like this together, and say you're not a ham, you're GMRS, that's great. They make one of these for GMRS as well. So go to the website. I'll link it below. Check out N9 TAX Labs. He's got a lot of stuff out there. these roll-up J poles are great. I don't know about any of the other things, but if they're even half as good as these antennas, it's worth your money. For radios, well, I have a Yaesu FT3D. Great little radio. This is not the stock battery. These are the W0 AEZ batteries. So if you ever use one of these Yaesu radios, the 3D, the 5D, whatever, you know that the stock battery is horrible. It doesn't last very long, especially if you're using the dang thing, which is the whole purpose of having it. And it's also not easy to recharge. It recharges super slow. I went after one of these W0 AEZ batteries. This happens to be a Ham Radio 2.0 edition battery. It was a good deal on it. One night I was watching Jason's channel, and he was promoting these. I went out and purchased one, and it's great. Yeah, it's green. Who cares? I don't care. These are great because it puts a lot more battery capacity into the radio, as well as it's USB-C chargeable right there. Has a little light when you're plugging it in. So I took a radio that is horrible on battery life and hard to charge and put a different battery on it that lasts longer and is easy to charge. So it totally converts this radio. It makes it much more usable, in my opinion. So it's USB-C chargeable and a lot more battery life. I can run this radio all day, probably for multiple days, and get all the battery life out of it I need. And when I'm running low, I just plug in a battery pack and charge it back up. So it's great. So for the radio, I've got a couple of antenna options. Obviously, the N9TAX. I've got this little guy here. I know these are dumb and horrible, but they work perfect if you're going to use that guy right there, which we'll talk about in a second. I throw this little stubby rubber, I think it's like a spring in there, and it works great. So these antennas work perfect. I just get these off Amazon. I'll find them and link them. So, or if I'm mobile, Signal Stick. This happens to be the glow-in-the-dark version, but you can get these in all different colors, however you want. They're super elastic, and they bend and tie together, but they do not hold a shape. So once you untie it and don't hit yourself with it, you're good, ready to rock and roll. Put it on your radio. So Signal Sticks are great. You can't beat these things. They're fantastic. So that is 2 meters 70 centimeters. Like I said, I'll pull this out. Like I said, if you get to a point where you need to charge this radio, you've got the NEU. This is just a little cheap battery pack off of Amazon. What's great about this is it has a cable, a little button on the side, little cat paw or dog paw right there to tell you how much battery life you got. Don't really care for that. I wish it was just a readout, or at least just give me some dots. But this thing works great. USB-C in and out, USB-A out, and can't really beat it. I believe this one is, what is that? What is it? What are you? 5,000 milliamp hour. So it's not huge, but it's enough to get the job done. And if that little short stubby cable isn't long enough, I keep a USB-C cable in here as well. Good old Anchor, can't go wrong. Nice and long. Other than the Signal Stick, I actually have the stock rubber duck as well for the 3D. So, whatever you like. If I'm going to be in an area where this is just too long or it's whipping me in the face, I'll just take the little adapter off and I'll put the normal antenna back on it. So I have that in here as well. Like I said, I got the 3D, so it's capable of doing fusion. So the open spot. This is an open spot 4, I believe. This will do fusion. It'll do what's the one for ICOM? I don't remember, but it'll do any of the modes. You just switch it over to whichever one you want to do. And these things work great. They're really awesome because they're small. They slide right in your pocket. And so you can pair this with your phone if you have Wi-Fi, or you can pair it with Wi-Fi in the building that you're in, and you can get on fusion rooms. So any of the digital modes you you might want to. I don't always use the digital modes, but hey, it's kind of nice to have the option. And then, of course, I know everyone saw it in here, is the little, this is the MusicWorks Meshtastic device. So I threw this in here because, one, it's small and light. There's nothing to it. It's also USB-C chargeable. So this connects to your phone. You don't need cellular network. You don't even need Wi-Fi. Like I was saying before my light decided to go out, it's small, it's lightweight, but it works great. And if you happen to be in an area that is mesh dense, then you can use Meshtastic to find people and communicate with them. So just kind of threw this in there. I thought it might be a good idea. I don't necessarily have a very mesh rich environment near where I live, but you never know. If you're out and about and you have this kit in your vehicle and things start going sideways, boot this thing up and see what you get. So just one more way to see what's out there and who you can communicate with. So this was kind of my idea for a kit. It doesn't have to be the Yaesu. It could be Big Ugly over here. This is, and actually there's an argument that to use this radio because it's more power than the Yaesu. I think this is supposedly rated, or it's advertised as a 10-watt radio. When I tested, I get about 8.5 watts out of it, but that is more than the 4 or 5 watts that I get out of the Yaesu. So you could use this guy if you wanted. And this happens to be the DMR version as well. So if you are in the DMR world, it gives you a little bit more flexibility. Doesn't do fusion, but it does do a DMR. Or you know, I don't know, if you're so inclined, you could use everybody's favorite new Baofeng. So I'm probably going to find a way to add this to the kit just because it is so small and you just can't go wrong with these. And I'm sorry for those who think these are crap, but I have tested mine and mine seem to be fine. So I would definitely take this as a backup radio. It's small, it's easy to carry around, and it just works. If you're going after, you know, an uber capable kit, it's probably not going to be all that light. But if weight is an issue for you, then maybe you need to cut some weight and trim the fat a little bit. Maybe a big battery isn't what you need. But I happen to like the 3D, and I love it with that big battery on it. I do like Big Ugly over here. He gets the job done as well. And I don't know, it kind of reminds me of a Motorola. So that's kind of why I got it, just because it was a cheap Motorola knockoff. You cannot go wrong with the N9TAX antenna. And the fact that I put these adapters on everything means this antenna will work on any of these radios. I could throw an adapter on the little Mini. I have an adapter on the 3D. I have an adapter on Big Ugly over here. So you kind of pick your radio and your gear, but I would love to know what you guys think of this little build out. It's nothing fancy. It's just a few items that I put together, and I thought, you know what, I ought to keep this in the vehicle with me every day, and that way, no matter what happens, I have a way to communicate, and I can get on the air. And maybe it's not about talking, maybe it's about listening, right? Getting some news, getting some updates, what's happening. Is this just an isolated little outage, or is this something, something bigger, right? So this is the kit I put together. Tell me what you think about it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about that. Let's wrap this up. So that's going to do it, boys and girls. That's my kit. It's probably not done. It's probably just always going to be a work in progress. I don't know. It's just stuff that I had laying around that I thought, why don't I put this together in a kit and keep it in the car all the time instead of letting it sit here in the shack and never get used. So I know I was probably being a bad ham. You'll let me know about it in the comments, I'm sure. What I would love to know, like I said, is what do you carry on a daily basis? Let's go. That's what we ought to do. Let's do a ham radio pocket dump. Tell me what you carry on a daily basis. List it out in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about it. And maybe give me a little rationale as to why you carry what you carry. Do me a favor, subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment. do all those things. It's all free to you. It won't hurt your feelings any, and it doesn't even sting, not even a little bit. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Until next time, y'all be good to one another out there. Love you guys to death. 7-3.